there's been times where I've been in the car, bro, and I'm driving and I've broken down, bro, and I'm thinking, yo, where's my life going? Before, like, I was personal training and doing all of this, where's my life going?
Some people are now considering him to be an actual boxer now. Like, he's not even a YouTube boxer anymore.
Yeah, with Jake Paul, innit? Yeah.
What do you think about Jake
To
Paul?
be fair, you know what, bro?
Obviously been through some struggles as you're growing up, and do you think it was like boxing that kind of saved you?
Definitely, man. At one point, you know, I was around the wrong people, bro, doing the wrong things.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Minted Minds podcast. Today we have another special guest. We have Silverback Sam. Your name, bro, and where's Sam come from?
So Sam, my full name is Hussam.
Okay.
So just to make it shorter, and a lot of people, when I tell them my full name, Hussam, they're like, who's Sam? They always say it wrong, do you know what I'm saying?
Hussam's not a common name, is it?
Hussam, not really, you know. I know one or two people with the same name, that's about it. But from my understanding, it means fast sword. So I like the name, of course. And Sam just makes it easy, and for people to address it, innit?
No, it's all good. Okay, just for a bit of context for the audience, if you could just tell us where you're from and what you do for your work.
So I'm from Birmingham, UK. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a teacher. I run a private training studio. So helping people get into the best shape of their lives, changing themselves mentally, physically, you know, just creating that aura around them, that positive aura to get them to feeling the best, really. And in terms of teaching the youth, teaching them boxing, teaching them just general things that they need to know, you know, so when they grow older, they kind of have an understanding, or they've got a pathway as to where they want to go. And I try to relate boxing and sport as much as I can to them, because I take it back to relevating when I was young. Sport, boxing, stuff like that, they're the things that kept me out of trouble, that kept me away from getting involved with the wrong people and stuff. So and when you're into that, you create those type of people, you create those type of friends that are going to pull you. You know, there's a saying, your friends are going to pull you, they're going to pull you to the wrong direction, or they're going to pull you to the right direction. So it's very important that from young you implement those fundamentals into them, so then as they grow older, you know then that you've played a part into them and they can grow into the right way, inshallah.
No, that's good, man. That's obviously sounds rewarding. So have you always been into sort of your fitness, or is that something that come later on in life?
Yeah, I've always been into fitness, you know, since I was young, around 13, 14 years old. I've done I've done a mixture of sports. I've done karate, I've done a bit of kickboxing, a bit of wrestling, and then I settled on boxing. So all my life, really, I've just been involved in sport, keeping active, keeping fit, keeping healthy. And it's helped me to where I am today, to be fair, you know, sports, fitness, doing all of that stuff. Where I am today is because of that as well, alhamdulillah.
So was boxing something that you wanted to go in as a career, or was it just something that you just done as a...
Yeah, so boxing was something that I wanted to do as a career, man. Yeah, I love boxing with a passion. And when I first started it, like, I was one of those guys, I was always training, you know, like my mom used to say to me, I used to get up in the morning after we used to pray Fajr, I used to get ready to go run, and she used to say to me, you know, don't run, it's not safe outside, you know. And I used to be like, Ma, I have to run, like, I know it's not safe, like, I have to run, I got my headphones and I'm running. So I remember the one time she said to me, she goes, you know what, I'm gonna lock the door, I'm taking the keys upstairs, Gussam, no lie, she goes, you're not going out for a run. I said, all right, cool. So she locked the door in the night, I put my clothes in a bag, and I used to sleep downstairs, so we converted the garage into my bedroom.
How old are you?
I was around 16, 17.
Okay, so you're just young, coming up into the world.
But my mom was very protective, you know.
Mashallah,
she wanted them, bro, alhamdulillah. So I threw my bag out the window, bro, put my bag on the side. I thought, when she goes sleep, I used to go out, sneak out through the back, grab my bag, get changed. I used to run. So I used to do that, and she clocked, bro, you know how moms are. She clocked within the first 2 days. She was like, you know, you're not going to listen, are you? I said, look, you know, Mom, at the end of the day, I got to aim to be the best. You know, and if I'm at home sleeping while I know everybody else is up running and training, and I'm at home sleeping, how am I going to be the best? You know, I want to fight, I want to compete. You're saying to me you don't want me to be hurt, but for me not to be hurt physically, I have to be in the best shape of my life. And, you know, getting up at 4, 5, 6 in the morning and doing your runs, then it gives you that psychological edge. Again, that, you know, my opponent's in his bed sleeping, I'm up running. So there's no way that a guy who's going to be in his bed sleeping while I'm up every other day running, he's got any chance of beating me. You know, it creates that aura and that mindset into your head. So, I just started doing that, bro. Started competing. Alhamdulillah, I was doing very well. was boxing all the way up until when I went to uni. So then when I went into uni, that's when I got married. So I got married, alhamdulillah, my first child came. So I had to take a bit of a step back from the boxing because now I had to work. I needed to earn, to provide. And I moved out of my mom's house from quite young as well. I was around 21, 22 at the time. So I moved out, started working different jobs, security, Land Rover, you know, I was doing bits and bobs on the side. So you're not in a pattern, you know, because the security shifts are always like, okay, you know, you're here one day, you're here the next day. Then I got a contract in London. So I was doing close protection security in London. That required me to go up there for around 7 to 8 days. I would go there, stay inside my man's yard, billionaire, massive house, bro. Crazy yard. You see some crazy stuff over there as well. It was in London, Chelsea. So I've gone up there, bro, stayed there for 7 days. I'd come back for around 2 days.
Well, you're working for that specific client?
I was working, so basically I was working for a company, but the company had a contract with that client. So we was basically
Can you say what client?
Subcontract. Nah, I can't expose it. You know, I had to sign a contract before we started to say that I can't disclose anything about him. But so we was doing that. I'd come back. I was still trained though, even when I was there, you know, if I had to do like a grocery run or whatever, I'd jog there rather than driving there, taking my car. I'd train there. I'd do what I can. That's why boxing was always with me. And when I'd come back, I would start training, doing what I can again. But then the next 2-3 days again, you're back out in London. So then after that, then I kind of, again, when I was doing that, it kind of started just questioning myself. And it like, you know, I want to do this, but it requires full-time action. You know, you have to be realistic with your goals as well. It's easy saying, yeah, I want to be a millionaire. But what plans have you got in place to become a millionaire? It's not just going to happen overnight by you saying it. It's one thing you saying it, but then you have to put a plan of action into place for it to happen as well. So I stopped boxing for a bit. Then I came back, started personal training. After that, I thought, you know, what am I doing? I'm going here, there. I'm not even seeing my kids. I'm missing out on my family time. So I started personal training. Started at the Muscle Club, a gym in Spark Hill. You know, so one of my good friends, Dean, he owns the gym. So my brother was training there at the time, and I just mentioned it to my brother. I said, look, you know, you're closer to him than I am. Just mentioned to him that, you know, I want to personal train. What I do, the clients that I'm getting, I'll just make them sign up to his gym, and, you know, we'll get a little thing going. My brother was like, cool. Went down, spoke to him. Fair play to Dean. He said straight away, he said, yeah, bring him in. Let him come down. Came down. By then now, as well, my social media is growing. It's rising. You know, I'm snapping every day what I'm doing, what I'm eating, my training, this. And a lot of people were relating to it. So then my clientele started coming in. I started personal training at that gym. I was there for a few years. And then from that gym, then I moved over. I went to another gym. I was working with Zaf for a while. I went there. I was working at his gym for a bit. And then after that, I left from there. And then I opened up my own place, alhamdulillah.
Oh, mashallah.
So then I just started, me and my brother just came on board. My brother was doing the job with me as well, the one in London. So when I first opened up, I just said to him, I said, look, this is the opportunity that's come. Alhamdulillah, I've managed to open up a gym. I want you to leave work and come and work with me. Now for him as well, he's got a family as well. So it's a big ask to say to someone who's getting a comfortable wage and a regular wage to say, look, you know, leave there. I'm starting a new business adventure. Jump on board. And my brother was game for it though. He was like, yeah, come, let's do it. He was like, safe, because he's always been into gym as well from young. He's just, but he's more on the weights aspect. He was boxing when he was younger, but he's just been doing weights and stuff. So he was like, yeah, cool, let's do it. So me and him just started up, and alhamdulillah, you know, we've been open for around 4 years now.
Oh, mashallah.
Been running, alhamdulillah, still running. We're doing very good, alhamdulillah. So, and after other things now have branched off it again, which now the teaching side of things has come into it. Where now I can go and teach kids in school boxing, talk to them about mental health, talk to them and give them opportunities that, you know, like you can come this way rather than always going that way. Do you know what I'm saying? Because kids, I find that, and this is what I said this to my son. I said, you know, kids are like, you know, when you plant a tree, when a tree grows, I said, you know, the stick that is next to the tree, that's the father. You know, and that helps the tree to grow up in the right way. When you remove that stick and there's no stick from the plant growing, when the tree's growing young, the weather conditions, whatever, it will knock it over rocks.
I like that analogy.
Do you know what I'm saying? It can move the tree over and it will grow into the wrong direction until the tree is strong enough to grow and the stick's removed. The tree then can blossom after that. The dad doesn't need to worry then, alhamdulillah, you know what I'm saying?
I like that. I might have to use that one.
Yeah, man. And my son's like, yeah, dad, it makes sense. But I use that analogy with all of the kids that I train with because kind of, alhamdulillah, I can connect with them and they have the energy about them. Like when they see me, like, oh, sir, like they're excited, you know, and I work with different types of kids.
What made you want to go into like teaching anyway?
You know, when I first qualified from uni, we had an option to do teaching or personal training. So the first option that I went to was teaching. But funny enough, I went into teaching. Around a month later, I thought, yo, I can't do this, you know. I can't do this. I want to go to work, finish, go home. I don't want no work to be done at home. I don't want to be going to a school, teaching and taking work home and doing work at home. I'm never going to get no free time. So I allowed it. After a month, I said, you know what? I spoke to my tutor. I said, I want to swap over, you know. I said, I think I've made the wrong career choice. And he was like, okay, safe. So I moved me over to the personal training. But once I did all of that, I think being a full-time teacher, hats off to them, it's a lot of work. But with myself, I'm not a full-time teacher where I go in and I'm teaching them a certain topic. I'm teaching them boxing. So if anything, I'm just giving them homework, go home, practice on your jab, practice on your head movement, practice this combination, practice your footwork. So, you know, it's not me going in and taking work home and doing it, stuff like that. Obviously, I have to plan, I have to lesson plan and stuff like that, so I know what I'm doing ahead. But, you know, just empowering the youth and empowering the future. They are the future. And the way how society is going and the teachings that they're putting now upon the youngers and upon men, you know, we need people to implement sport, to push sport and to bring kids into it. Do you know what I'm saying? To make them realize that, you know, I feel like that society is making men soft. You know, oh, it's okay to be a certain way. It's okay to feel this. You know, oh, you lift weights. That doesn't make you masculine. Okay, say if it doesn't. But when you're in the gym and you're lifting weights, it creates a mindset. You create a physique which gives you confidence. They don't want men to be confident. They want men to stay down. They don't want men to grow, to rise up and to grow and go out there and, you know, do what they're doing. So empowering back to the futures and giving back to the youngsters. They are the future in essence at the end of the day. You know, I'm going to be 30 in 2 years, time, inshallah.
Well,
so
you're quite young then, man.
I'm 28, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
So, but for me, I see myself as, you know, I'm 35. I got to get a lot done. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to think ahead, alhamdulillah. And there's only so long that all of us are going to be relevant for. After that, it is the younger generation that are going to come up. So we're empowering them and implementing the right things into them. Then they'll be great role models for the future to come, inshallah.
You mentioned earlier in regards to sort of, you know, going on those jogs in the morning and your mom used to tell you no because she's protective and whatnot. Where do you think that mindset come from, that sort of grind mindset? Because not everyone has that, especially at that age. You know, to get out of bed early, read Fajr, go out, go for a jog. Bro, to me, you know, you've obviously have had to have some sort of, you know, certain mindset to kind of do that in the first place. What do you think that is? Is it your surroundings?
It was struggles, you know. It was struggles as well. Yeah, like, you know, I don't come from a very wealthy family. Alhamdulillah, you know, for everything. But from young as well, when I first started as well, I was sparring, I was training, and alhamdulillah, I was pretty good, you know. I was getting the better of a lot of lads. So my uncle one time said to me, oh, you know, I got some sparring for you. Come down on the weekend. I'm going to bring a guy down. I'm saying, yeah, safe, bring him. I want to smoke him as well. You know, the one say, bring him. So he come down, bro. And the guy at the time was a national champion. So the geezer came in the ring, bro, and he battered me, bro. I took a beating from him, you know what I'm saying, in the first 2 rounds. Yeah, bro, he was sparring as well. So I felt some shots now. I thought, okay, so for me to now be, in my head, bro, after this geezer beat me, all I could think about was that. I thought, yo, my man put a beating on me, you know, I gotta put a beating on him. But obviously it's not like I'm gonna go up to him and say, yo, it's a spar, it's boxing at the end of the day, do you get me? This is the beauty of boxing. You can get in the ring, have a tear up, shake hands after, bro, go for food after, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But for me though, I thought, yo, I'm never going through that again. I ain't jumping in the ring like that, getting smacked about, no way. So when I jumped out, it was a reality check for me, because then most people then it's either do you want to carry this on or do you want to allow it? It's either for you or it's not for you. And alhamdulillah, you know, I faced a lot of struggles in my life anyway from young times, bro. So, you know, struggles make or break you. Pressure makes diamonds. You know, alhamdulillah, I've never faced away from a challenge. I've never shied away from a challenge. So for me, that was a challenge now to be better. So I started training. That's when I started excelling. And funny enough, I think it was around my third fight. By the time when I sparred him, I had no fights. This is my third or fourth fight. So leading up now, my trainer said to me, get some bouts in, we're going to go for championships. The guy that I sparred, he was fighting on the same show. Okay. So we've gone in there, you see me beforehand, Assalamu alaikum, he's saying, bro, you okay? Alhamdulillah. I'm like, yeah.
You still got
good. I'm fighting next, man. I'm thinking about it. So he's gone out, bro. He's won, he's done his thing, alhamdulillah. He's come back, bro. Now I've gone out, bro. Alhamdulillah, I won. I stopped the guy. I jumped out, bro. He said to me, mashallah. Like, well done, bro. I shook his hand. I said, yeah, bro, I ain't the same kid. You know, that was, he's thinking, bro, I'm just you know, like that. I said, but I'm hyped, I'm energized because I've just won the fight as well. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? And then alhamdulillah, after that, I thought, yo, what am I doing, man? You know, like I've won now, alhamdulillah, you know. But because of that though, maybe if I didn't go through that, bro, had that was my first hard spar, like the first spar where I actually took a beat down. My face was bruised, everything. I gone home, my mum saying to me, you know, like, you're not going back, you know, like, look at your face, this. My grandma come round, you know, oh, Putter, you got such a sauna face, what are you doing? You're gonna damage it. And I was like, nah, you know, like I have to. You get me? Like I said, pressure will make you or break you. And alhamdulillah, for me, you know, pressure makes me. Like anytime I'm getting pressured, that's then when I have to perform. Do you know what I mean? And alhamdulillah, I have performed. So yeah, man, that's where it comes from, you know, the struggles and everything. I just add it to it's my fuel in it. It's my fuel basically.
So if it wasn't for so it seems as though you've obviously been through some struggles as you're growing up. And do you think it was like boxing that kind of saved you?
Yeah, definitely, man. At one point, you know, I was around the wrong people, bro, doing the wrong things. Like these were older people than me as well at the time. So I used to go around with them, you know, and when you're young, you feel that, you know, when you're in a gang or when you got a group of people around you, you kind of feel that sense of security, especially when you're younger. And it was like 2-3 of my schoolmates that I was with. 2 of them now, funny enough, are locked up, bro. They're still locked up. They got locked up after for like college times, bro.
Since college times?
Yeah, since college times. And I was with them up until college times, around them times, bro. So they used to go around, these older guys that I was with, bro, they used to go around just bullying mans. While I used to just see mans, bro, that are vulnerable, rob them, beat them up, stick it on them. And I was never that guy, bro. You know, I would never just go to someone randomly and just stick it on them and just start bullying them, bro. I don't like bullies, bro. And that's the thing about boxing as well. It teaches you that self-discipline, that you know that you can hold your own, but that doesn't mean that I need to go out and start proving a point to everybody and trying to fight them. And, you know, for what am I going to gain from it? If anything, it makes you the weaker man. It doesn't make you the stronger man. You know what I'm saying? If someone's getting bullied and you're helping them, fair enough, that's different. But going out and starting it and trying to implement on them, it's not good. So from that though, bro, obviously when you're young and you're easily influenced, I was hanging around with them quite a lot, bro. I was going to different places, bro. They were doing all sorts of stuff, man. And then that's then when I thought, you know what, I've got an opportunity here. Either I can go with these geezers and do what they're doing, or I can just do my own thing and just box and just do what I'm doing there. And around the boxing community anyway, you kind of create your own friendship group in the boxing gym and around the community, bro, like that. So when I started going to the boxing gym, I was around those people a lot more. Then I started hanging around with them outside of the gym. So I've come away now slowly. I'm coming away from them. I'm going into more where I'm doing more positive things. And then before you know it, bro, I got a phone call. One of my friends has phoned me up. Yo, have you heard about this guy? I said, nah, why, what's happened? I locked now, bro. He got locked for firearms. He got locked for ordering a firearm to his girlfriend's house. So he done something mad, bro, off the black market. He done something crazy. But, you know, I just kind of just thought, you know, alhamdulillah, like if I was still with my man, you know, that could have been me as well with it. You know what I'm saying, bro? And like, I don't come from a bad family where I need to go out and I need to go start doing that. Like, I don't have no hatred in me. Or I don't come from a family of hatred. I come from a family of love. You know, my mom's always told me and taught me respect everybody. Same with my dad. You know, respect everybody with your family. You keep your family tight. Stay together like a fist. And yeah, man. So alhamdulillah, boxing saved me massively from a lot of stuff. And it taught me a lot of stuff as well. That's where a lot of boxers, you see, like, even let's touch upon now mental health, for example. Boxing now, sometimes when things can get a lot in life, they can get stressful. Sometimes and as men, you don't like talking to people. So it's hard for you to go and vent out to people. But for boxing, you think, you know what, okay, if I've had a crap day, I'll grab my boxing stuff, I'll go to the boxing gym. By the time I've finished boxing, sparring, done my pad work, everything, I've come out, bro, that stress now, it's not gone. Yeah, it's not stressing me out anymore. It's yo, that was it. You know, now I'm more focused on boxing and where I want to go and where I need to be. And along the journey is never going to be easy. You know, like I said, like the prophets and Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they had the hardest times and they were the most loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you're going through hardship in life, it's because Allah loves you. He doesn't want you to be the same person. And, you know, if you want something and you're not ready for it, if you get it, you might fumble it. So you need to go through hardship for yourself to change. So then you're ready then for that stage when you approach it, you know. So that's how I kind of always see things, you know, like for me, alhamdulillah, I'm quite strong-headed. I'm quite strong-minded. Not a lot of things can break me down. Not a lot of things do break me down. But that thing in my head that, you know, Allah is with me. And if Allah is with me, the whole world can go against me and I'm still going to come out on top because Allah's willed it.
It's amazing to think, like, you know, especially when you're younger, like all it takes is like one decision. You could either be locked up, you know, getting done for God knows what, or, you know, mashallah, doing well. You know, you've obviously found a good influence, which is boxing in that sense. The community around boxing seems like it was a good community for you at that time. But I just want to touch up on sort of, you know, like family. Family is a big thing, you know, for everyone. But, you know, to see their son go into such a difficult, such a physical sport, such as boxing, how did your family kind of take that? Because, you know, you've obviously got a child now as well, mashallah. You got three.
Yeah.
So, you know, if they turned around and said, you know, Dad, I want to go into boxing, I don't know, you might have a different opinion on it, but, you know, from a parent's perspective, they're thinking, oh, my son's going to go in there and get himself hurt. You know, how did your family react to
mine? I think, you know, when I started winning.
Okay,
Did you not mind? You know, if you're going in and you're kind of getting a beat down every day, you know, your dad's gonna say, "Yo, son, you know, I think you need to kind of reevaluate what you want to do." You know, but alhamdulillah, I was good at it because I was on top of it, and they seen how dedicated I was to it in terms of my food, training, everything to it. You know, my mom and dad seen it firsthand, so they were confident in my abilities as well. And I would always reassure them, like they'd see me just watching boxing, studying boxing, running in the morning, running late at night. And my mom knew that it wasn't normal what this kid was doing. But my mom knew then, and my dad, that if it's not normal what he's doing, but something good is going to come out from it. And then my first fight, second fight, third fight, alhamdulillah, once I was winning them, you know, they said, you know, if this is what you want to do, son, this is what you want to do. And even with my kids now, like my oldest is 6, my youngest is 4, my youngest boy. And I teach them boxing already now. And like, I see the discipline in them, because they know that, you know, my dad is my best friend. They know though also that I can't cross a certain line with my dad. Do you get me? So you have to have that balance with them, and that's where it does come into them, because I teach them, I give them whatever they want, but within reason. Like if they ask me for something, I'll say, yeah, you can have it, but you have to prove to me first. You have to deserve it. I'm not just going to give it to you, because if I give it to you, everything that you want in life that you're going to ask me for, I'm just going to give. I said, where's their appreciation? And I talk to them like they're grown-ups. I don't speak to them like they're little kids. I speak to them like they're grown-ups. And alhamdulillah, when they do go out and they meet people, you know, it's nice to hear that, you know, people say to me like, alhamdulillah, you got very, mashallah, good kids. They got their heads screwed on. And at that age as well, a lot of kids are just buried into phones and iPads. Don't get me wrong, the kids, they like playing on the PlayStation and doing that, but only I limit it to a certain time. After that, it's Quran, training, and do your homework up until a certain age after that. And again, it's about just implementing and kind of putting those foundations into the kids so that they grow up wanting to do the right things. Whereas if I was to just leave them alone and let them do whatever they want, shut them up on the PlayStation and the iPad, you know, in a few years, I don't know where they're going to be, where their head's going to be. And I said this last time, and it created some controversy around it. And I think it was my wording around of how I said it. I said, you know, kids play video games all their lives, and then they grow up, and then the doctors will tell them that they've got ADHD. Now, I'm not saying that from them just playing video games is going to create ADHD, because ADHD is something that can't be created from that. Some people are born with it, even if you don't play video games or whatever. But what I feel tends to happen is that kids grow up on violence, so they're playing video games all the way up until a certain age, that when they start acting and behaving different, it's easy to put a label on it to say that it's ADHD. Rather than, no, he has behavioral problems, because, you know, at his young times or in his teenage times, all he's doing is playing Call of Duty, GTA, games where you're just, what are you doing in those games? In essence, there's nothing.
A lot of violence.
Yeah, there's nothing productive coming out of it. And I feel like that then it's easy to kind of throw a label on it, because parents then don't want to take blame. Do you get it? They don't want to say, oh yeah, I should have done this with him, I should have done more with him. It's easy to say, nah, he suffers from this, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting, man.
As parents, you know, you've got a duty of responsibility, man, to raise your children. You know what I'm saying?
Because, you know, it's so easy now, if just to give them an iPad, you know, give them an iPhone to play games, they'll shut up for like the next 3-4 hours. And, you know, the parents can just go about doing whatever they want. That's like the easier way out. And if you go in the easy way, you know, there's always going to be consequences at the end of 100%. It. And I think even you know, as parents, we do need to kind of be more involved in our children's lives. And, you know, you're like a perfect example of how you've managed to kind of be involved in your kid's life with the boxing and everything, like discipline. So, you know, if it wasn't for boxing, you know, if you never came around to sort of boxing, like, where do you think, like, what would you have been doing? Was there anything else that kind of interested you in that? Because I know there's going to be a lot of kids that are also watching this, that are might in that sort of, you know, in their time of their life where they're thinking, you know, the boys around me, they're probably not the greatest of influences. You know, they're getting up to no good. I don't really like it, but I've got no other choice. I need to fit in. You know, I need to be that popular kid. I need to show that I'm hard, and, you know, for the boys, and, you know, especially when they're around college.
Yeah, definitely.
Coming to college. maybe they're not interested in boxing or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
what advice would you give to those young kids?
I would say to them, first and foremost, definitely pray, because prayer keeps everything in line. It keeps everything in balance. Sometimes all the time, when there's no prayer in your life, you kind of find that you've got no structure to your life. You don't know what you want to do. You don't know where you're going. But the only one that is going to listen to your problems is ultimately God. And when you talk to him and you tell him your problems, solutions happen, solutions open up. Now, even if kids don't want to get involved in boxing, some kids don't like violence, they don't like getting involved, or they don't like any conflict like that. Find a sport or find a hobby or something that keeps you disciplined and keeps you away from that kind of bad crowd, because being a popular kid, it's not always a good thing. Like you see kids in college, they are the popular kids, they got everything going from them. After college, what happens to them? You see them, you think, yo, what's going on?
Is that the same kid?
That popularity and everything, now where's it gone? So I think trying to fit in, rather than trying to fit in, find your purpose in life as to what you want to do. Don't go trying to follow what next man wants to do. And I'm guilty of doing that myself, because even when I left school, the friend that I was saying to you, when we went into college, I said to him, what do you want to do? He was like, yo, let's do public services. So I was like, all right, I want to be a police officer, armed police, only kick man's doors. Do all of that. So we said safe. So me and him now, we both applied for public services. Both of us have got onto the course. Now we've done a fitness test. So we've done the fitness test. They put me in the higher group. He's gone into a different group. So now I'm on my own. And I'm thinking, we've done this course, so I could do it with him. We could be together. He's a bad boys for life. You know what I'm saying? Mike Lowry and you know what I'm saying? We're in the same group. So I thought, nah, you know what? I've done a week in it. I spoke to my dad, and my dad was like, I didn't know that you wanted to be a police officer. You never mentioned this to me, and I was like, I don't think I do want to do it. I think I just, I don't think I do. Reevaluated it, and then I dropped out. Then I thought, my mom and dad said to me, just do whatever you want to do. Stop following people. Stop going off what he's gonna do, because he ain't gonna pay your bills. The stuff that you're gonna do in the future, that's gonna be for you. So I said, my mom goes, what are you good at? You love your sport, you love boxing, do something with that. So I said, yeah, you know what, you're right. So I dropped out of that, and then I went to Solihull College and I done sports science. When I studied that, and alhamdulillah, best decision I made, bro.
Obviously, man.
Man.
Did your family not have that, which is probably a typical with a lot of Pakistani households, where they want their children to go into like careers such as, doctor, lawyer, solicitor, whatever it is, any sort of profession like that. Did you not have any of that pressure?
Yeah, so my dad did say to me, he mentioned it to me once about being a doctor. I said, I ain't the smartest, dad, about being a doctor and that, But I said, but what I do want to do, for my dad was like, as long as, alhamdulillah, you can stand on your own 2 feet and you can provide and you can protect for yourself, and you can, alhamdulillah, I don't need to worry about you. You can do what you want, as long as there's nothing, don't go on something stupid and anything that's going to bring shame on the family, or what I'm saying. He goes, find something reasonable what you want to do, and then inshallah after that, make a business from it. My dad was always that. As long as you're a businessman, you made it. Don't care what it is. If you're a businessman, you're an entrepreneur, alhamdulillah, you're doing your thing.
Mashallah, okay.
So alhamdulillah, my dad did offer me a few opportunities as well. Son, come into this, do this, open up a clothes shop, do this and that. But I was like, Dad, that's not where my passion's at, and I don't want to start something, run it, and then end up running it down to the ground. So I said, look, this is the idea, what I've got in my head. Let me run with this. Let me see what happens from it, and then inshallah, if it don't work, I'll come back to you on it, and then we'll talk. So he was like, alhamdulillah, okay, Saif, do your thing. My dad's very lenient in that sense, alhamdulillah. So alhamdulillah, we done it. And now that he sees me and my brother together, working together, he's happy, alhamdulillah. So
that's like the best case for him, innit? Because obviously he wanted you to go into business anyway. And now you guys have opened up your own studio, something that you're passionate about. Why do you think he wanted you to start your own business?
I think, just as my dad's from Pakistan, innit? Just that thing to say, he's a businessman. My son's a businessman. He owns a business. Because my dad has a business as well. He has a bridal company. Bridal, so they do like wedding clothes and all stuff like that. He doesn't do it anymore. He had it at the time as well. So he was saying to me, open up another business of that. Maybe if not bridal, do another clothing, but do something. But I was like, nah, Dad, fitness is for me. But as Pakistani parents as well, they don't really see a future in fitness.
Fitness is like you can do that anyway. Like go to the gym. What do you mean?
That's what they're seeing. Or you want to open a gym. That's it. I'm saying, nah, I don't just want to open up a gym, Dad. I want to open up a private training studio where I'm working with certain individuals And it's not just that they're coming in, paying a membership and they're training. No, I'm more in depth with them. I'm intact with them. You know, I'm into their lives. Do you get me? Anything bad, whatever they're going on in their, whatever bad is happening in their life, they can refer back and talk to me, and I can advise them where I can relate to it. You know, and alhamdulillah, we've created a network from our gym like that as well.
Oh, mashallah.
And you know, like I've met people, bro, that have come to me with their confidence like down here. Very, very low, very shy people, bro. And by the end of the transformation, by the end after 20 to 24 weeks, alhamdulillah, bro, they look in the part, they feel the part. And it's lovely to see that confidence flowing from them, not in an arrogant way, but that they're confident about themselves, because you should feel confident about yourself. If you feel confident and you feel good, then you're going to deliver. Everything else is going to feel better and good for you. It's the people mainly that, you know, you see them, they don't feel good about themselves. So they have a negative outlook on life. They always feel sorry for themselves. They feel like that they're owed something. In essence, nobody is owed anything, because what you're going to put in is what you're going to get out. So if you're putting in 30%, you're only going to get out 30%, if not less. If you're putting in 100%, best believe you are going to get 100% out of it, because I don't know nobody that's put 100% into something and got nothing out of it. You know, if they put 100% into something, then alhamdulillah, they've become successful from it. They've got something away from it that they can then take away and think, okay, safe, even if that career path wasn't for me, but I've got the experience that I've got now from going down there that I can implement into something else, and then they've gone and done something else with it and become successful, you know. So it's about what you put in is what you get out from it.
Do you think, you know, the clients that you get, especially the ones that you're saying where their confidence are sort of, do you think it's helped them with their mental health as well?
Massive,
so obviously,
bro.
you know, you're saying they put them in a better mental state. Innit?
Massive, you know, like we deal with like lawyers, solicitors, dentists, doctors. Yeah. So their jobs are very stressful as well. You know, so even for them, it's a lot of pressure on them from their clients and their patients as well. And even like with dentistry, I didn't realize how stressful dentistry is. So we've got a few clients that are dentists, and when they've told me, this one client was saying to me that he suffers with bad anxiety as well. So he's saying that when he has his apron on and when he's working, sometimes the clients can kind of intimidate him. He's a bit, you know what I'm saying? He's a bit timid. So like he's saying that when he has to do when he has to perform surgery, and he's taking out a tooth or whatever, he said, bro, you don't understand how much I'm sweating. He said, my coat, by the end of when I've done the surgery, he said, when I take it off, my clothes are absolutely drenched, like I've been in the sauna. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's because of his anxiety. So I was thinking, whoa, like, it's that bad. Like, why? I said, why? Like, you're doing a job. He said, I know, but it's just the pressures that, you know, it's constant work rate, 24/7. I'm having to perform surgery. There's a lot of expectations that are put on me. I'm running the dentist. So, and it's the same with the lawyers and the solicitors, because they have an image to maintain as well. And it's a lot of pressure on them because they are the entrepreneurs of the business. They have to be a certain way. They have to make sure that they're headstrong, because if the company see that they're not headstrong and they're falling apart, the company's going to fall apart. Do you know what I'm saying? So the entrepreneur and the main man has to be physically and mentally there. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what we always try and promote, that, you know, in times in life, they're not always going to be good times. Times are going to be bad. Times are going to be hard. But the tough times create strong men. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you can find yourself and think that, you know, okay, I'm going through this, but it's not always going to be like this. I'm going to come out a better man and a stronger man. Then alhamdulillah, you will. There's no doubt that you will.
And that client, after sort of going through sort of the training with you, is he in a better place?
Alhamdulillah,
like,
bro. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, way better, bro. Now he comes in, he's in his t-shirt, you know, no long tops are no more. Feels good, he's eating good, alhamdulillah. And it's lovely to see. And I last seen him now, it's been about 6 to 8 months. 6 to 8 months now since I've last seen him, and he moved to Devon, so he had a different opportunity now, a job opportunity to go over there. Last I spoke to him, he was getting married and everything as well. So, you know, alhamdulillah, from where we've seen him to where he is now, you know, it's lovely to see. So I was like, you know, alhamdulillah, bro, we've done our job with you now. You can go out, you know what you need to do now, you know how to train, how to eat, what to do, what. Just keep on top of it, keep in touch with me. And, you know,
do you think that's common? Do you think that's common with a lot of your clients, where they struggle with like this sort of, especially men? Is it men that you train mostly? Do you train women or?
Not so much, you know.
Okay, so it's mainly men. Do you find it is that they sort of struggle with mental health more than you thought so initially? Because, you know, a lot of people that I've spoken to that are in high pressured roles, even run their own business, a lot of them have some sort of mental health issues going on, whether it's depression, anxiety, you know, the pressures of the family, the pressures of the home, the pressures of, you know, providing for their family. Do you find that that's quite common with your clients?
You know, massive. Like it's very underlooked, because again we see that, you know, men are doers and the feelings are left for the women. But in essence, it's not true, man, because the pressures that are put on a man you know, you have to provide, you have to earn, you have to protect, you have to do everything in essence. And if you feel a certain way, then the men feel that they're not allowed to talk about it. They're not.
What do you think that? I think that's starting to change a little bit. I think people are starting to talk about it more, a little bit more now.
Yeah.
But I think men, you know, we just find it as if I talk about it, if I talk about the struggles that's going on in my head, I'm the weak one. Like,
that's the thing, and that's the thing now, innit? Because as a man, you know, we feel that we have to live up to a certain part and be a certain part, and it is true, because although it is changing, you know, still it's very hard for men to talk.
Yeah, of course.
It's very hard for men to talk. If you speak to someone who's going through a lot, they're not just gonna like come out and tell
you know what it is. I think, you know, like if me, maybe, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, if I was going through something and I turned around to my mates and I said, "Oh, bro, I'm feeling depressed," they would laugh at me, bro. They'd be like, "What are you on about depressed, man?" Shut up, bro. Snap out of it.
100%.
Would you reckon? You reckon that's true now, or
not so much now? It depends on like what there's levels to depression, and there's levels of how you're feeling. You know, if it's something that's pretty minor that's stressing you out, some people are just stress heads. You know, they worry a lot more than others. It starts creating that anxiety. They start getting that panic. You know, if it's something minor, and then you can kind of say that, like, you know, what are you worried for? This is all you're worried about, and then you give them the solution. You tell them that, you know, work towards it, and inshallah, it will all be all right. It will be okay. Then it kind of gives them that reassurance, like, yeah, you know what, you're right. But depending on, like I said, the levels of it now, like if someone's going through something that is severe in their life and they are feeling depressed, and then they do kind of, like you said, if you said it to your mates one time and they laughed and said, "Oh, shut up, man. What are you on about depression? It don't even exist." Then you're kind of going to feel like, yo, if my mates are telling me that, these are people I see on a daily and people that love me on a daily, they're telling me that, who can I go out and confide to? They're going to tell me the same thing. So then they kind of bottle it up and it eats them inside. They start doubting themselves. It creates them insecurities inside them. And for me, that's why I use training so much, as to relate into mental health and to relate back to, if you are feeling down or you're feeling depressed or something, go out and do some combat, go out and hit a bag, go out and go lift some weights, and watch what that does do to you, rather than see people before people have even got into the gym, they'll sit there and think, "Oh, gym's not going to help me, you know, it's not going to help my life." It will help your life, because scientifically it releases endorphins in your brain, the hormone that makes you feel happy and relaxed once you've completed a workout. And for me, like from my experience, when I'm thinking about something or I feel like I'm stuck, once I've gone in there and I've completed a fight or even a fight camp, and once I've done it and I've won, alhamdulillah, and that feeling of, you know, I've accomplished something, I can put my body through some strenuous stuff, man. Like, I don't train like the normal average person. I do some mad stuff, train crazy hours, I do everything. But I'll do that because if I can put myself through that, what else in life is going to break me? If I've already broken myself every single day, what else is going to break me? You know, and everything in life happens for a reason. I'm a firm believer of that. You know, like Allah will never leave anybody in the dark without telling you that I'm here with you, I'm here for you. You know, if you lose hope in the process of it, that's on you. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to hold that faith, and you have to believe that, you know, okay, khair, if I'm going through it, I am going to come out stronger. And you have to tell yourself these things, man. You have to talk to yourself. There's been times where I've been driving, bro, like, alhamdulillah, I have to keep up a strong impression of myself and everything. But there's been times where I've been in the car, bro, and I'm driving and I've broken down, bro. And I'm thinking, yo, where's my life going? Before, like, I was personal training and doing all of this. Where's my life going? You know, I'm getting involved with the wrong people. I'm selling the wrong stuff. I'm doing the wrong things. I'm around the wrong people. You know, this isn't the life that I want for myself. And I have cried. I've sat there and I've cried. But in that process of me crying, I made dua to Allah that, you know, take me out of this situation. Please put something better in my life for me. You know, I rely upon you. My life is in your hands. So whatever direction and whatever you're going to put into my life, I'm going to go forth with it. And alhamdulillah, I've pulled through from it. So because I've been through it as well, and I've been through a certain type of, I wouldn't say depression, but a certain type of low, where my vibrations were kind of low, my energy was low. I wasn't always positive, outgoing, happy, empowering people, trying to get people up, do this, do that. I was at a low point myself. I was at a low point myself in life, you know, from leaving my mom's house at the age of 21 and going out and having to earn and run a house and look after your kid and do all of that at 21, 22. I see 25, 26-year-olds that they haven't picked up basic responsibilities. So from doing that from a young age, you know, I've grown with it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I've grown with it. And again, it's just purely down because of faith and hard work. and just relating back to my training with the mental health and stuff like that, it helps massively, man. It helps massively, even down to the foods that you're eating. You're eating crap foods, you're putting crap stuff into your body. Of course, you're going to feel like rubbish. But if you're eating good foods, get up in the morning, do a run, have some fruit, have some protein, have some carbs, have some good food, go out, meet some good people, listen to a good podcast, listen to some Quran, watch what it does for your mental health, watch what it does to your vibrations. You'll change automatically. Straight away, you'll feel that you're in a different vibe from the morning. Do you know what I'm saying? Rather than waking up at, people get up late, 2 p.m. They got nothing going on in the day. You don't eat, you have one meal a day. You don't train. You just go, you resort back to smoking drugs, or you're out with low vibrational people. What are you expecting to happen from life? You think a change is miraculously going to happen overnight? Nah. Until you have to stop and think, what am I doing? And make that change. That's only when change is going to happen. There's a saying, things don't change until things don't change. And you're the only person that can change those things. Do you know what I'm saying?
I like that one. You mentioned that you yourself personally were going through sort of some difficult times.
Yeah.
But you seem to be a very strong, very fit person. But yet you were going through some dark patches in your life.
Yeah.
Did you feel that pressure then, that you can't speak to someone, or you have to keep up that image of I'm strong, I can handle it?
Yeah,
but
massive.
deep down you're like broken.
Nah, massive. Like I was, rather than talking to people, I'd find that resorting to other things was better to kind of take my mind away from things for a bit. But in essence, it's not beneficial at all. For that moment of time, you might think, it eases my mind, it eases my problems. But really, what are you doing? You're just blocking it out for a while. For that moment of time, you're blocking it out. Tomorrow, the same problem is still there because you haven't dealt with it. You've just kind of taken yourself away from the problem for a bit to think that, I need some me time, I need to relax, rather than going and speaking to someone about it, because to me, I was thinking, I'm going to talk to someone. Nobody wants to hear your problems. Yeah. Nobody's going to want to hear me sit there and telling them about my life. And especially when someone's kind of got their life in order, you kind of feel a bit, if I go to him and I talk to him, he's going to look down on me. Do you know what I'm saying? I kind of had that. But again, back then, my mindset and how I thought was different to how I think now. Do you know what I'm saying? So I kind of just kept it all to myself. But again, just because all my life, regardless of whatever I went through in life, I was always training. Even if it weren't boxing, I was weight training, circuit training. I was always training. And for me, that was like, even if I'm feeling like shit, and I'd bang a workout in and I look in the mirror and I think, I feel good. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? That bit. So I'm like, what am I worried about is minor. I'll deal with it. So alhamdulillah, I always had that kind of, that dog in me, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to fight against everything all the time. The world is against me. I have to fight against it. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, it just comes down back to relating back to the deen as well. You know what I'm saying? If you've got full confidence, and, I look up to people like Habib and stuff like that, Habib and people like him, because their whole life, they live very simple lives, but yet they're so devoted to God. And at the top of their sport, they were at the top, they're peaking. Do you get me? And every time that you hear them speak, is always Alhamdulillah. Everything is down to Allah. Inshallah, everything is down to Allah. Boxers like Bear to be having the press conference. He's sitting there against the fight against Yard and he's reciting Quran. You can just see his lips moving and he's doing tasbih as reciting Quran. You know what I'm saying? So look at the faith and the taqwa that these people have, and they're getting in the ring. He's probably reading Quran in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He getting hit. He's doing Surah Fatiha, give him one back. You know what I'm saying? But the faith, that they have so much faith, bro, that that nothing can beat them in life because Allah is with you. Do you get me? And ultimately, this life is temporary. It's a temporary life. Do you get me? Our greater life is gonna happen once we leave this world. Afterlife. So in this temporary dunya, it is a prison for the believers. This dunya is a prison for the believers. So. And I feel like that when you're kind of expecting and you're chasing luxuries, like, I need to have a big house at a certain age, I need to have a good car at a certain age, I need to have loads of money in the bank at a certain age. And again, this is what society kind of puts pressures on people. Whereas I think social media magnifies that as well, innit? Massively, bro, massively. But in social media, it's not always what you see in it. It's just people just show the best bits of their life, innit? It's just glimpses of the best bits of their life. Like I can go and link my mate now, jump in his Lambo and say, people. Do you get me? I can link him every other day of the week, bro. Being an RS3 the next day, being an RS6, and people are thinking, he's always in. He's living lavish. He's living it. But in essence, bro, I ain't got a car. I'm catching buses. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just showing you what I'm doing, the best bits of my life. So again, like just kind of find your purpose in life. Be content with what you have, and the more content you are, the more you will get. give sadaqah, give charity, and you'll get more blessings, more money, more barakat, more everything. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the perfect time that we're in now. We're in Ramadan, and it's the perfect time to give, to kind of just stop for a bit and think, let me just reconnect with God. Let me just reconnect and realign everything, get my spirituality back, improve on my connection with God. And after Ramadan, you'll see, like, it's in Ramadan, everybody goes through the feeling that, you feel at peace, you feel khushu, you feel that everything's going right. But then after Ramadan, because we're not steadfast with our prayers or with our zakat or with what we're doing in Ramadan, that's kind of when it starts to kind of decrease. Do you know what I'm saying?
Have you always been quite strong in your faith?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Not as strong, but when I was young, again, like my mum and my dad, they were always reading. I always used to see my mum reading Quran, my dad praying all the time. So, as a child, what you see is what you follow, and it's the same with my children now as well. When I read, I don't force them to read though. So I put it in a clever way to them. So I've told them once, I said, look, we're Muslims. So what differentiates us is the salah. So I asked them, I said, you Muslim? Yeah, come on, Dad, of course. So, okay, so we have to pray salah, yeah? Yeah. So, okay, that's cool. So salah time will come. He's playing on the iPad for a bit. He's doing whatever he's doing, playing with his toys, his cars. And I'll say, I'll ask one of them, can you go and get the salah mat for me, please? So one of them will go get the salah mat. Then the other one will clap. Oh, is it salah time, Dad? I say, yeah. And he won't say, oh, okay. He'll just be like, okay, yeah. So I'm saying, I said, you can pray with me if you want. And he goes, do I have to pray? I said, you don't have to pray. I said, it's completely up to you. But I said, remember, we're Muslims. And I said, at one point, son, you're going to go in your grave and I'm going to go in my grave. So, I can't be answerable to you. I can't be answerable for you. You're going to have to tell Allah why you didn't want to pray. So I said, if you want to play with your cars, play with your cars. It's all right, don't worry. He's like, I'm going to pray. I said, come on, man, let's go with it. Go upstairs, go do your wudu. But see now, because I've spoken to people, that they've come from families that are ulama, their dads are alams, and because it was forced upon them, they've left Islam. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they've seen that side to Islam that is harsh. You have to pray. You're forced upon it to pray, which, we are. But these ways how to do it. Do you get me? If I keep saying to my son now, what are you doing? Get up and pray. Get up and pray. It's going to become that.
It's like a chore rather than you want to do it because 100%. You're a Muslim. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That, even before I came, I was sitting down and I was reading Quran. I was reading the English version of the Quran. And my son come next to me, like, Dad, what are you reading? I said, I'm reading the Quran. And he goes, what is the Quran? He asked me a question. He goes, what is the Quran? And I said, the Quran is the word of Allah, and it teaches Muslims how to live. It teaches us what to do, how to act. And he was like, yeah. I said, yeah. He was like, I want to read the Quran. I said, okay. So I was reading like 1-2 lines and I'm breaking it down for him, little verses like that. And then you can see their mind and how their reaction from it is. They're like, okay, yeah. And I feel like that's for me anyway, that works with me and my kids, rather than me kind of sit down, listen, do this, do that, read Spara, do this. You got to be clever with your wording and how you put it to them. Do you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that, yeah.
And it's crazy, bro, because bringing it back to, like I was saying, this one person, who he was a Muslim, but he said that he was a Muslim by name. He said, I don't pray or anything like that. And I said, why is that, brother? Like, why don't you pray? Because, Muslim is... That's what makes us Muslim, bro, our prayer. And he goes, because, bro, my dad is hardcore, like very, very on his Islam, but he used to beat me, like he used to hit me, he used to make me pray. So, it just kind of like, it pushed me away, bro, because then I see what he was saying, because it then creates that question and that doubt in your head that, Islam is the religion of peace and love. So why am I getting hit to go and pray?
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be getting beaten up to go and pray. I should be wanting to go and pray. My heart should be telling me that, I should be wanting to go and make it a priority. So, it's very important, bro. Very, very important, man.
It's all in the approach, man. Like you said, it doesn't matter what point you're trying to make. There's different ways to kind of go about it. And, everything is all in the approach. And I like the approach that you're taking with your kids. Because, they're seeing it. Yeah, I am a Muslim, and becoming a Muslim means, you have to pray. 100%. And if my dad's praying and I'm a Muslim, I have to pray as well. 100%. I like that. And, 100%. And inshallah, that maintains throughout the whole life. And, inshallah. And it's nice to see you as a young parent as well, being involved in your kids' life. And I think that's what all of us should do with our children, is be way more involved in our kids' life. But, so even from when you were young, were you quite faithful? Were you quite strong in your iman?
Not as much. Up until I'd say around 23, 24.
So what got you thinking, you know what, like I need to be...
So I was always praying. I'd read my 5 namaz and stuff, but you know, just wanting to learn more about Islam and stuff like that. When I was 23, 24, around then, I kind of like thought that, you know, I need to, and being married as well, of course, I thought, you know, I need to learn more about the deen. I need to implement it more into my life, because in essence, the impact now that I'm going to have on my partner and the impact that I'm going to have on my children, if, like I said, if they grow up and they don't see me praying or they don't see me practicing, they ain't going to do it. And in essence, I am going to be responsible for them up until a certain age. Do you know what I'm saying? So then going away, and then I went to Palestine recently as well. And that Palestine was one of the most life-changing journeys that I've ever been on in my life. Yeah, man, like the people, just everything there, bro.
When did you go?
I went in January. So I went on my birthday, actually.
Okay.
January the 10th I went. I went for 5 days. But obviously before that I was practicing, I was praying and everything. But when I went there as well, it kind of just made me realize that, you know, here, bro, we're asleep here. You know, like that. We're sleeping here. You know, over there in Palestine, bro, like the struggles, what they go through, and the trials that they're going through, but yet their iman and their faith is so strong, bro. It's crazy. Qassam, it's crazy, bro. Like when I was there, bro, like probably every other day, bro, I was in tears, man. I was crying, bro, because, you know, you're at the first Kaaba, the love that you get from people, bro, and all they ever say, bro, is that, you know, brother, you're Pakistani. As soon as they hear that you're Pakistani, I got a video on my phone, but we've gone inside the shop. My man's called all his friends around. He said, listen, yo, they're Pakistani. He goes, 1, 2, 3, Pakistani. Bro, we were screaming it, bro. The soldiers are walking past, thinking, what's going on here? I was like, yo, chill. My man's got his you know what I'm saying?
That's
but
crazy.
Alhamdulillah, bro, and all they were saying, you know, like, brother, make sure you come back, please come back, and when you come back, bring more of you, bring more and more and more. And I made some good friends over there, man. I made some good connections over there. Still I speak to them, still now, bro, I still speak to them, bro. And it was just a beautiful place, bro. And it just kind of, even when I was there as well, I thought, you know what, I need to press more on the deen now. I need to start implementing it a lot more into the deen. Do you know what I'm saying? Because in essence, everything is the deen, bro. We're Muslims at the end of the day. We're here for a purpose. We're not here just for fresh air. We're here for a purpose, and we are going to be questioned upon everything what we do. What did you do in the world? What did you do with your money? How did you treat people? Did you fast? Did you pray? Did you give zakah? Did you give charity? Did you look after the orphans? All these questions, bro, we're going to be asked about. And, you know, if you're on the deen, then alhamdulillah, bro, these things will start happening in your life for you, innit?
So for the guys that are watching now, we are recording this during the month of Ramadan. So it's the second fast today. No, third fast today. So I just want to quickly touch up on Ramadan and sort of your experience in Ramadan. So are you still training in Ramadan?
Yeah.
See, that's one thing I can't do, you know. Even though I don't do it as much, I try. But what training, I don't know, man. I just find it one of them things where I just find it a little bit, whether it's because I've just told myself I find it too hard to train in Ramadan, or if it's, I haven't really tried, if I'm being totally honest with you. I've been a couple of times with my brother, but I always say when it comes to Ramadan, I can't do it. Like I just find it so hard. So how do you manage to kind of...
Again, it all comes down to your preparation, innit? So what I'm doing now in Ramadan, so I'm doing like these little food vlogs.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So like day 1 for iftar, this is what I'm eating. Day 2, this is what I'm eating. And inshallah, I'm going to try and do that all the way up until the 30 days.
Inshallah.
And the reason being why is because, like you said, a lot of people say, I can't train in Ramadan. And it's probably like, what did you have yesterday for iftar?
Oh, bro, don't even ask me. I'm not, so, you know, with the diet, I'm being transparent here as possible, so I've said to myself, this because I'm trying to get back in shape. When I was younger, bro, I've always been in shape. And then when I hit about your age, 28, 29, I started to put on weight like mad. I used to have a dessert shop, innit?
Okay.
So, bro, if you can imagine it, I was just eating desserts, I was just eating food. And when you're so focused on something and you kind of neglect your health, that's what happened with me anyway. Neglected my health. Next thing you know, man, like, I'm known to be a fat person now. Like, you know, all my old mates I haven't seen in a while, they look at me like, what happened to you, bro? Like, you I was always in shape. I wasn't like, you know, ripped or anything, but I was just in shape, slim, fit. Like, you know what I mean? I could go for runs and whatnot. I could do that without even thinking. When I was younger, I used to go gym. Like, it was all right. And then I've always had that with me. And then, I hit a point where I was like, I don't know, I just kind of neglected my health, just completely put on a little bit of weight. So when I see people now, Like, bro, what happened to you, man? So I'm trying to.
And you don't want to hear it, bro. You don't want to hear it.
At first, I used to find it funny.
Yeah.
I used to think to myself, when I want to lose it, I'll lose it, no problem.
Yeah.
Because I've always had that mentality. When I want to do something, I'll put my mind to it and I'll do it. No problem. Yeah. Starting a business, no problem. Have no experience in it. It doesn't matter. I'll learn it.
Yeah.
So at first, everyone used to call me fat this, this, that, and the fat jokes all day, every day. Yeah. At first, I used to find it funny. Yeah, whatever. And then it kind of got to me like, yo, actually, like I need to, I'm starting to get worried now, bro. It's happening too often now. Take my t-shirt off, this, that.
Yeah.
So that's when I thought, slowly trying to get back into shape.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my diet, I've said to myself for Ramadan, I'm trying to, because it's good for us as well. We shouldn't overeat.
100%.
It's normal for us now to kind of have a full feast, fried stuff, this, that. But really and truly, bro, we shouldn't really be doing that. We should be.
The purpose, bro.
It does. Honest, yeah. And I listen to and I follow. I don't know if you've heard of them. Sakib Shami. They're based in Adila Road. Yeah. And they go, one of the things that so obviously Shaitan's locked up. Yeah. And then there's two other things that we have to fight, which are nafs and our company. So one of the things that we used to fight our nafs is food and drink. So once we're fasting, that's controlling our nafs.
Very true.
But if you're overindulging when it comes to iftari, and you're sitting there with a food coma and you can't move and you can't be able to go tarawih, and it defeats the whole purpose.
What's the point? Yeah.
So that's why I've used it as a sort of way to kind of lose a little bit of weight and then go back into training after Ramadan. But training itself, like going to the gym, I kind of find it a bit of a struggle.
I find that some people can go before iftar as well. Like I can train before iftar, but I guess because I've just something that I've just done all year round, all the time, my body's kind of used to training, like getting up in the morning, sleeping all night. When you're sleeping, you're fasting as well, waking up, not having anything to eat, going for a run, doing a bit of training, then coming back and then eating. So because I think I've been doing that for so long, and some people probably have as well, that they can kind of train before iftar. But in essence, I would say the best time to train is after iftar, after tarawih, because because then you've had your meal, you've given yourself time to digest your meal, you're going to go pray tarawih and everything, so spiritually you're recharging as well. And then after that, your body is where you're at an optimal, then where you've got the most energy to go and train. And then you'll find yourself then that after you've trained, you'll feel hungry again, so then you can eat again a little bit, and then you can eat again for suhoor. So I tend to eat around 3 meals from iftar to suhoor.
Okay.
So again, because I don't bombard my food at iftar time, I don't feel full to the point where I'm like, I can't eat. I'll eat till I can. When I'm finished eating, I can still eat, but I'll say, I'm all right, because I got to go to the gym now. I've got to eat again, and I've got to eat again. So then I'll go read Tarawih, go to the gym after that. When I finish, have my protein shake, have my oats, have my fruit, chill for a bit, do a bit of tasbih, do a bit of dhikr. Then again, coming into my suhoor meal, then I load upon my meals again. Then I have my eggs, avocado, toast, smoothies, take all my supplements, sea moss, stuff like that again. So because I'm fueling my body right when I'm eating, I'm able to run efficiently in the day and still have that energy where I can train. But if I was eating, like, let's say for iftar time, and I'm having samosa, pakore, all these heavy oily foods, salad, stuff like that, bro, I'm not gonna want to move. If anything, that's why people have said to me that, bro, why is it after I finish eating I feel tired, I can't move off the sofa? And it's because when you eat as well, remember, for our body to break down the food and to digest food, it's a hard process. Your body has to work hard. So that's why you start feeling tired, because you're burning calories as well as your body's breaking down the food. Do you get me? So if you're eating a little bit, but you're eating the good foods, bro, like, for example, I'll have iso whey protein as well, because all day I've had no protein. Start off with a protein shake, have some light carbs, have a bit of rice, have a bit of fruit. Always have a bowl of fruit when I open up, or a smoothie. Have a bit of chicken again, a bit of lamb, have some potatoes. I'm done. That's it now. I'm done now. I'm not eating no more. So already now you can kind of see that. Do you get me? I've got room to eat, and I've got energy, because if I overeat, I'm not going to want to move. But whereas I'm still a little bit hungry, I can still get up. I'm still active. I've got food in me. I've got energy.
I've even found that myself.
So I guess it just comes down to your food preparation and your timings of when you're training. So then you're not finishing the gym too late as well. We probably get out of the gym for around midnight. But now coming on to Monday, because the clocks go forward by 1 hour, everything's going to change for my timetable. So I'm going to be working from 2 hours before iftar till around 3-4 in the morning. So probably till around suhoor. So again, now I've got to manage and fit in a slot where I'm going to get my training in and my food in as well around all of that. But alhamdulillah, I can do it because we've done it last year as well and the year before that. So, but yeah, man, definitely. I think if you do want to do it, bro, this is the month. You know, there's so many benefits from Ramadan, i.e. fasting, learning how to control the nafs, learning how to control your food and remembering the poor. Secondly, the health benefits that come from it as well. There's health benefits while your body's fasting, you're detoxing, your body's cleansing. So imagine like you're kind of see it as you're fasting and cleansing your body all day. Why are you going to want to pollute your body with fizzy drinks and oily stuff when you open your fast? Do you get me? It's the same as break fast. Your body's sleeping all night. When you break fast, why are you going to just have coffee and that's it? Or have have little bits of tea and rusks, for example. People just have little things for breakfast. And then they're like, oh, why am I not losing weight? Because look at what you're putting into your body. You know, you see people that eat one meal a day and they're like, bro, I can't lose weight though. My weight's not shifting because you're not, number one, you're not being active and you're not eating enough. You're getting one meal a day. Your body's holding on to that meal because your body now knows that it's in a routine of I'm only getting one meal a day. Ain't going to want to let anything go. Do you get me? You have to fill your body with nutritious and fibrous foods where you're going to get the benefits from it of losing weight, of building muscle and having energy. Like throughout Ramadan, a lot of people will say, oh, I lose a lot of muscle. Bro, alhamdulillah, I don't lose a lot of muscle in Ramadan, bro. I probably lose around 1 kilo, 1.5 kilo, and that's a body fat, not even a muscle. Alhamdulillah. And again, it's because protein intake is high with every single meal that I'm having. And protein is the main thing that helps us to build muscle and maintain muscle. Do you get me? And then your water intake, your supplements, your creatine. It is a lot, but again, if you're in that lifestyle of it, then you know what you're doing in it. You know what to take.
You'd probably feel weird if you didn't train in it. You'd probably feel like
fully. I feel my day don't go right, bro. Full on, man. Even if it's a little bit, bro. Like I got weights at home as well. I got a weighted vest. I got resistor bands, stuff like that as well. So even if I don't go to the gym, I'll go home and I gotta put on my weighted vest, do some pull-ups, do a run, do some push-ups, do something, some form of training that. You know, and it's not even so much for the physical aspect side of it anymore. It's more for my mental side. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's more for my mental, you know, giving me that psychological edge that I'm a very competitive person as well. So, you know, like I'm always looking to compete. Inshallah, after Ramadan, I've got about 3-4 fights lined up as well that I'm going to start going, and I want to just try and get out.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about that before we kind of wrap up the podcast.
Yeah, man, definitely, inshallah.
So when it comes to boxing, are you still very much sort of focused on boxing as a career? Or
so now, basically what it is, now alhamdulillah we've opened up our business, so my mind and my time is a lot more into there now with my kids and this other pathway that I want to go down as well. There's a few other business ideas that link to my personal training that I want to do, and alhamdulillah they will be successful once I start going into them. But now with the boxing, because it's something that I love with a passion, I can't let go of it. So now I had to sit there and have the question with myself and a few people of, okay, do I turn over pro? Because people are telling me turn pro now, you know, like there's no point me doing the amateurs. Which there isn't a point. You don't get paid for it, bro. The 3-round fights as well, and my style suits more of a pro style. So I'm thinking, if I turn over pro though, I've got mates that are pros and they've been boxing for a very long time, and you know they live the lifestyle. That's all they do. They box, they train 3-4 times a day. I don't have the time to train 3-4 times a day. And on top of that, for them to get the opportunities that they want, it is very hard. But whereas this YouTube boxing and this social media boxing, bro, man's can't even fight, bro. And they're getting on there and they're getting paid, they're getting promotion, they're getting everything from it, sponsors. So for me, looking back at it now, I'm thinking, I've got a social profile on TikTok and Instagram. What makes more sense for me? What's going to work better for me? To turn over pro and try and do it as a full-time career, or to do it as a social media type of thing where I'm still boxing, alhamdulillah, I'm still training, putting in the work, but I'm getting more exposure from it.
So for you, this YouTube boxing, this whole YouTube scene is like a perfect blend of boxing, your passion, without it taking as much time, and there's a benefit of getting paid, and
definitely. But I feel it does aggravate a lot of boxers.
Which is why when I talk to you about it,
a lot of boxers are pissed off, and you see them putting up tweets and posts like, oh, you know, this YouTube boxing needs to get scrapped. But in essence, what is boxing is entertainment. You're watching two people get in the ring having a tear up. You're watching a skill be displayed. Do you know what I'm saying? So even if the YouTube side of it, if two YouTubers are in the ring and they're boxing, and you know they'll sometimes sell out a fight more than what boxers are selling out on. Do you get me? And that's at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to ticket selling. It's a business. So if you can sell loads of tickets and you're gaining exposure towards the channel and towards people watching the fight, then it's a win-win situation, really.
Yes, with YouTube boxing is a bit of a mad one, because you're right, it is massive, because everyone that's fighting has already got an audience.
Yeah.
Everyone's bringing all their they're not boxing fans that are watching it, they're just watching their person who they're interested in boxing.
That's it, yeah, 100%.
Which could turn into boxing fans ultimately, when people watch like KSI and Logan Pauls and all this.
And even speaking on that, like I feel like that now KSI done like a tag team boxing, innit?
I heard something like
he done something on an event, and I'm sure it was a tag team boxing event. That I don't agree with, bro. Like,
tag team boxing.
Come on, man. It's not WWE, bro. That is.
Is it tag team boxing?
It's tag team boxing. That's what I'm hearing. But I didn't even watch it, bro. Why? Like, so I just the thought of that tag team boxing.
Yeah, that sounds
the whole purpose of boxing, man. You know, two people.
I heard he had one fight. We had two opponents. He had two opponents.
Yeah, that was on the same night though.
Like he fought
same
night. Yeah.
So then, like, see the shows like that, where like you've got like a title eliminator, where like you might have to fight 4 fights in one night, and the same thing going. That's different though, because then like it's one man and it's like a tournament kind of. It's like a knockout.
But this was a tag team.
This was a tag team one, bro. So like, imagine what you do. You're tired. You go back. You tag my man in. You jump back. He jumps back in the ring. Like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? This is what boxing's coming to.
I need to Google that, because I didn't know that.
In that type of things, in that type of side of things, I can see why boxers are getting annoyed and why they are getting aggravated, because they're putting in hours and hours of blood, sweat and tears of training, and you know, they put their life on hold, they miss out on events and opportunities in their life to kind of pursue their career in boxing. And they're not getting the opportunities that they want, and people are just literally just doing whatever they want.
But
and
now you could argue that these YouTubers now are putting in the graft now, because if you look at like even let's just use KSI or Logan Paul, Jake Paul, some people are now considering him to be an actual boxer now. Like, he's not even a YouTube boxer anymore.
Yeah, with Jake Paul, innit? Yeah.
What do you think about Jake
To
Paul?
be fair, you know what, bro? Fair play to him.
Yeah,
fair play to him. Like, you know, from where he's come from, he's come off Disney Channel, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he's still trained. He's doing his thing. Okay, the people are saying he's fought washed up fighters, whatever. The fights are rigged, whatever. I don't think they're rigged. But obviously, to a point, they are going to handpick opponents up until a certain level. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think the fight with Tommy Fury kind of showed, like, he got in the ring at the end of the day with a pro boxer. He didn't get in the ring with the YouTuber. He got in the ring with a pro boxer. So, you know, fair play to him. I mean, for anybody to get in the ring, it's a big thing. Not everybody can do it. I would love to, bro. I'd fight him, all day. I'd love to fight him.
Really?
Come on, man. All day. I would love to, bro. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? I would love to. But again, bro, like anybody who gets in the ring, bro, it's a massive hats off to him and respect. It's not easy. It's easy from the outside to sit outside and say, oh, I'll do that. Yo, he needs to do that. He's rubbish. He's this, he's that. But when you're actually in the ring yourself and you've got next man punching at you and you've got to use your skills to evade and hit him back, that's then when you find out, innit? That's the real deal in the ring, innit?
It's like, you know, whenever we watch, I don't know, whether it's politics or if it's a certain sport, everyone's got their opinions. Bro, he should have done this, or I could have done better than him. But yeah, you try and go in the ring for like a 2 seconds. Then you tell me what it feels like.
For real, bro.
Because I used to do a little bit of training at Gloveworks. Boxing, just to kind of for my fitness, nothing. And you know, you see these little kids in the sparring, in the ring and whatnot, and I just get hats off to them, man, because it's hard work, bro. 100%. You know, to even train, to go through that rigorous training, going running, looking after your diet, it's everything intensified by 100. You know what I mean? And then 100%. To pull that all on the line with a massive audience watching. Your career's on the line, your health's on the line, your life's on the line to a certain extent. Bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You done a recent match, didn't you?
Yeah, so I had one.
How did that
go? Alhamdulillah, it's good, you know. It's good. It's easy, bro, to be fair. I find it easy in the ring. But that's why now I want to get out there more. And I do kind of want to climb the ranks in the social media boxing thing now as well. Because I feel like, I've got a lot to offer, bro, alhamdulillah.
Who's the next on the hit list?
Bro,
bro, you just up shooting, bro. Call him out, bro.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Anyone who really is who's boxing, bro, on a social media thing, that is at my weight, I'll fight around 70 kg.
Would people have people say that it's unfair for you to kind of join the social media boxing scene, because obviously you're quite experienced.
Yeah,
you've not turned pro at any point.
No.
So you can't even use that as they can't in it. Okay, so really and truly, you're in the same sort of boat as them.
Yeah, so I've come back after my last fight now, probably before this one was 3 years. Okay. 3 years I've been out of the ring. I had about, I think around 8 weeks. Yeah, I had about 6 to 8 weeks to get ready for this fight, bro. Alhamdulillah. But again, bro, where I'm training and who I'm training with, like, you know, there's a lot of upcoming talent coming through, like Ibrahim Spider.
Yeah,
so I train with him as well, bro. Once or twice a week, bro, when I can. Mashallah, top talent. He's coming through, bro. He's gonna blow, inshallah. So, you know, when I'm training with people like him that are at the top of their game, you know, bro, anyone at my level, really, bro, come on, man, on social media, bro. It's gonna be a hard night for them, bro.
Is there anyone that surprised you in the YouTube world? Boxing. There's one guy that is it Soul Poppy?
He's doing alright, you know.
He looks like
he's doing alright, you know. He's doing alright, you know. Why I like to be fair, I've seen him box. I think
you reckon anyone will give you like a tough time? Really, like, okay, they probably wouldn't beat you, yeah. Anyone that would give you like a challenge?
Nah, bro. You know what it is, bro? Like, I don't think too much on them. I always think about myself. Do you know what I'm saying? So if I'm prepped right, got my sparring right, my training right, my food right, and everything, bro, it's gonna be hard for someone to beat me, bro. Alhamdulillah, it's gonna be hard, bro, for them to, because I'm a slick fighter, bro. I'm fast. I hit hard as well, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not just a simple punch bag. So, you know, alhamdulillah, bro, I got full confidence in myself and my abilities, bro. Do you get me, bro? So I don't even think too much about them, bro. I kind of have that in my head that when I'm getting in the ring, either his family's gonna eat or my family's gonna eat. So, you know, any other thoughts outside of that, bro, they become irrelevant. Either my kids are gonna eat or you're gonna eat, bro. And bro, my kids are going hungry, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
I like that.
You know what I mean? So it just develops that kind of. I used to watch a lot of Tyson, bro, when I was younger as well, and he used to say some sick things. Like he's tell man, I'll eat your children.
And he meant it though. That's the worst.
Yeah,
that was
bro.
a scary part, bro.
Do you know what I'm saying? And you think like, yo, relax, but you know, because he was so ferocious, like the first battle is with your mind before it's with anybody else. You have to fight yourself first. You have to overcome your fears and everything before you even worry about him beating you, because if you start thinking about him and start thinking, oh, is there a possibility that I can lose, you've already lost in your head, because now that slight doubt that you've allowed to happen in your head is now going to start expanding. You start thinking on it. Have I run enough? Have I ate properly? Have I done this right? Have I done that right?
Okay,
you get me? You start watching him. Whereas when you just kind of watch your own grass and make sure that you planted it right and you've, you know, put the seeds down, you're doing your thing, bro. Alhamdulillah, if you're good, you know, then you'll go places, bro, inshallah. And, you know, like if you're not good, you know, people are going to tell you along the way, like, you know, bro, you might need to change career, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But when people are telling you, you know, like,
alhamdulillah, bro, people are always telling me, bro, go pro. Why am you turn pro, bro? Go pro. But it's obviously it's a lot more than just me turning pro. Do you know what I'm saying? I just want to turn pro and be a sitting duck with it. You know, I'd rather do something, bro, and I can benefit from it in more ways than one. Like, it's not always just about getting paid from a fight, bro. It's about obviously the exposure, the opportunities that it can bring, your sponsors, stuff like that as well. And with what I want to do, bro, the boxing side will benefit massively outside of the ring for my portfolio as well. Not just inside the ring, but outside of the ring as well. So that's why the boxing works well, bro. Alhamdulillah.
Okay. No, the YouTube boxing scene is getting very interesting, man. It's getting bigger as well, I think. You know, more people are jumping onto the boxing scene. And so that's a bit, you're going to spend a bit of time focusing on that then? Yeah,
man, bro. So now after Ramadan, inshallah, I'm going to put my head down, bro, get to work. And by the end of this year, inshallah, bro, I want to have about 4 or 5 fights with a few belts as well, bro, inshallah. Yeah, man, that's the aim, bro.
Okay, just before we wrap up, I want to talk about, obviously, you've got your own private studio.
Yeah.
And to run your own business takes, you know, a lot of time. So how have you found that? Because I know you were running it with your brother, you said.
Yeah.
So how has that come about? Was that just a natural progression for you to kind of...
that came about in COVID.
Oh, in COVID?
Yeah, so in COVID, coming towards the end of COVID, when gyms closed down and stuff like that, I was still personal training. I was personal training people in parks and outdoors. I was doing home sessions, lives, all of that, bro. I was doing circuit lives before iftar. And then I was also doing press-up lives. So what I would do, we would get a deck of cards and I'd go on live, bro. Whoever would join on, so come. Okay. It's a challenge now, yeah. The challenge between me and you is that they have to keep going with me on press-ups. So the deck of cards, whatever number we pull out on the deck of cards, is the amount of press-ups that we have to do. If it's the ace, 30 press-ups. If it's a queen, 25. A king, 25. If it's a queen, 20 press-ups, like that. So we would do it, bro, and we amounted up to, it become a thing where we was doing it every night. Do you know what I'm saying? Every night, bro. In Rosia, this was, and people were joining on, bro. We had a massive, big, like, a good interaction with it, bro. So I would say to them, I say, look, bro, there's only one thing in this. Like, the loser has to donate money to charity. That's it. That's all I'm asking. So it's for a good cause anyway, and it's entertainment. People,
it's a win-win, innit? Yeah,
people would want to watch it, bro. So after that as well, people would kind of see me, bro, doing like by the end of it, over 1,000 press-ups, and they're thinking, bro, this kid is an animal, alhamdulillah, Allahumma barik. And so even straight after that, bro, then when I opened up my personal training studio, already I had, alhamdulillah, quite a lot of people that wanted to sign up and train with me. And again, it's not, if I find that with the personal training thing, if you kind of just do it for the money, then you will see a downfall in it. But if you do it with a passion and you genuinely want to help people change, and you genuinely want to see people do better from it, and it's a thing that it gives you satisfaction from doing, then you will do well in it, but if you just keep chasing the money type of aspects, then you kind of you try and look for shortcuts.
Okay.
Do you get me? Just to get the money, and then there's no real results being shown. But whereas, alhamdulillah, once it opened, naturally it was flowing. I brought my brother on board. He just manages the side of things. And because again, when it's your passion and when it's something that you love doing, it would be a lot easier for me to run a PT studio, for example, for you to just think that, okay, you know what, I'm going to open up and run a PT studio, because then my heart would be more in it. Do you know what I mean, bro? I'd be more relatable with the clients in terms of, it's quite easy, bro, to run if I'm honest. But again, bro, if you keep things simple and you fly straight, you can't really go wrong. I think when you're trying to make shortcuts and you try to undercut and do all of this and that, then of course you're gonna fall short.
So do you think like social media has helped you with your brand? Being on social media and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely, massively, bro.
What made you go on social media in the first place?
I just thought, you know what, I just make it one day, and I made it quite late.
Okay.
While I did make it quite late, I made it around, I was in my 20s, bro, when I made it. I think I was 22, 23, I made it. Yeah, so I made it then. And then when I was just training and boxing, I would just like always put up a story, whatever I was eating, I would do that. I'd become an ambassador for some health products, and I'd push that out. People would buy them. I'd get results from like a transformation from their day 1 to day 30 after they've been taking before and after pictures of the products. So I kind of built a clientele base, and people kind of knew what this guy's about, after that. And even like now, social media is the way forward for marketing. You see businesses, bro, reaching out to influencers, trying to get them to promote businesses, come down, do this, do that. So for me, massively, it has helped, it has grown my brand, it has grown my business, and alhamdulillah, like near enough everywhere I go, people will kind of recognize who I am more. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? I sat down with this one person, bro, he was talking about fitness and stuff. I don't know if the brother did it on purpose or whatnot, and we was talking, and he's like, bro, he's like, but I follow this guy, bro, he goes, I see him, he works out quite a bit, this and that. I was like, yeah, what's his name? He's like, Silverback, Silver.
He's saying this to you?
He's saying this to me, bro. I'm thinking, bro, are you not seeing me? So I said, Silverback Sam. He goes, that's the one, bro. I said, bro, I'm him, bro. Like, nah, bro, say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, what are you on, man? But alhamdulillah, like I've gone places, bro, outside of Birmingham, bro, and I've seen people, bro, gone to their shops, gone to their businesses, and they've recognized me, and alhamdulillah, it's good because you're being recognized for the right things. Do you know what I'm saying? And they'll tell me like, bro, you've helped me in sometimes, bro, where I've been down, you've helped me with gym, you've helped me get back on track. So alhamdulillah, as long as I'm having that positive impact on people and I'm reaching out to them, bro, it's a win-win for me, bro.
No, that's good, man, because you can also get known for the wrong reasons online, man, especially on TikTok, bro. You see the people on TikTok that are getting known, man.
Crazy, bro, crazy.
And it's a scary thing because young kids are watching these people.
Yeah.
And think about it, I don't know about you, but I've been in a world where there's not been no internet.
Yeah.
You're 28, you probably had a little bit of experience with that.
Yeah.
Like, but with me, like there was no internet, no phones, we were living in the real world.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays, like my younger brother, he can't imagine the world without internet.
Yeah.
So kids are now going online and looking at these, people acting like complete fools, man.
Full on, yeah.
On TikTok. But they're getting a lot of fame, they're getting a lot of recognition, so they're gonna start doing it. And I've seen it happen where these people are now purposely acting like a fool because they know they're gonna get reactions.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? And don't you think don't you find that scary though, bro?
Bro, it is, bro. And the thing that
you've got kids as well.
Yeah,
you're gonna be watching
massive, bro. Like you see some people, bro, they'll use their family members and they use their partners, bro. They put them up, bro, to get views. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be watching it thinking, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, are you at the youth or something? Like, how are you putting your woman up out there, bro, for views? Do you get me? At the end of the day, you're there, you're dancing with your wife, bro. You're doing some little dance, or you're holding her, you're kissing her hand, you're kissing her face, this. And it's mad because like they try to put out that, oh yeah, we're just this influencer couple to kind of show like, do you get me? But there's a whole different side to it, bro. Even like, you know, this, I don't want to name anyone, bro, but there's some people on TikTok, bro, that I watch them sometimes and I'm thinking, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you must be taking something for you to be acting in a certain way, bro. What are you doing? Do you get me, bro? But, you know, like, I just try to use social media, bro, for positive things, bro. I just try to push out deen, push out health, and just to do good to good and be good to people,
I think it's
bro.
good, man. It's nice to see people like yourself pushing out the type of content that you are pushing, and I think more of us do need to push out these type of content to flush out all this other nonsense. Yeah. Because, you know, it's dangerous on TikTok right now, man.
Yeah,
you know,
bro, 100%, man, 100%, bro. Like, I met my younger brother. He's 10 years old, and I went to his house. Yeah, I went to my mom's house. Sorry, and he was telling me, yo, watch this. He's on TikTok. Watch this dance, and he's got me doing this thing, and I just looked at him. I said, bro, what are you doing? He's like, can you do it? I said, bro, what are you doing? What are you watching it for? I said, give me your phone. I looked at his TikTok, bro, got in his accounts, but who's following and stuff. I said, bro, what are you doing? And I told him, I said, listen, remove all of them, because what you're watching, I said, is not beneficial for you. You're just flushing your head with stupid things. You're learning little dances. And I said, for what? I said, what do you want to be? And my little brother kickboxes as well. So he's like, yeah, I want to be a champion. I said, you think you're going to be a champion by filling your head with all of this stuff? He's gone off, bro, followed every boxer on TikTok. I come down, he's like, yo. He's gone from doing this to doing this. Which is good though, alhamdulillah. I said, yo, I'd rather you see that. I'd rather him see him do that rather than him go and do that, bro. Because then you see, like, now, bro, men acting like women, bro, on the social media, again, to get views, bro. Like, you know, women acting like men, speaking up about, it's crazy, bro. And it's a very dangerous era, bro, that we're in. I think it's a very, very dangerous era, bro, that we're in, man. I mean, like, my kids, bro, I don't think they ain't gonna be on TikTok, bro. 100% they ain't gonna be on TikTok, bro. No way. There's too much dangers that are exposed to them, bro. Like, there was this thing going around, bro. There was this a woman. There's a guy called, what was his name, man? Not Jeffrey Dahmer, bro. Jeffrey Dahmer's that serial killer on the Netflix. Epstein. Nah, it was a new geezer, bro. Jeffrey something. Can't put my finger on it, but his name's Jeffrey. But basically, bro, he's a guy who is now a woman, and he's encouraging kids to say that, you know, if your family don't accept you, then come to me. You know, you can talk to me. He's got this like Patron, this group chat where kids can join and that they can talk if they feel a certain way. So if boys are feeling like a girl and they come to their parents and they're trying to say to their mum or dad, like, you know, I want to wear a dress or whatever, and they say no, then he's kind of promoting to the kids that, you know, it's okay, it's a
safe place.
Exactly that. You know, like, you can come and and
don't forget your parents. forget your biological.
Yeah, bro. You know, and I said Ali Dawa put up a post, and he sketched it, and the guy, he must have said something like that. Oh, you know, if your parents aren't listening to you, come to me. And he stitched it, and he's looking at the camera and he goes, I would rather be an orphan. And I was dying, bro. But then there's one woman, bro, she's got a headscarf on. She's pretty big on TikTok, and she spoke up about him, and she was stitching a lot of the videos and saying, like, you know, what you're doing is sickening, like, it's not right, like, what are you doing? And she had a lot of backlash from it, bro. She had people that were emailing her, telling her that they know what school her daughter goes to, telling her that they'll follow her, that they'll do things to her. And she was crying. She put up a video saying that, you know, like, just leave me alone. And now people are saying, like, oh, now you don't like it when it's the shoes on the other foot. But really, what is she doing, bro? She's trying to protect the youth. She's trying to protect her children and protect.
But this is the thing, as soon as you say something that goes against what they're trying to do and trying to teach as a whole, you know, if you're going against their agenda, you are going to get a lot of backlash. 100%. If you say anything against, it's not even against them as a person, as a community. It's like, okay, you can do whatever you want as the LGBTQ community. 100%. If you want to wear dresses, you go ahead, wear dresses, 100%. But don't teach that to my kids and say that's okay with my kids. That's for me to decide what I want to teach my children. But you can't even say that these days. Like the podcast I done with Shaq Afsar, he's basically saying the same thing, and the amount of backlash that he gets. He said he's had someone sent him a pig on his doorstep, a pig's head. stuff like that.
Crazy.
So I get it. If you are going to talk about stuff like that, there is going to be a lot of backlash.
And they done a show, bro, recently. They done a show where they had, it was called like a queer parade or something. So they had the parents sitting down with the children, and they had a group of queers that were walking up and down, bro, dancing and stripping in front of them. Like,
but that's okay for them.
Do you get me? But when you speak up about it, why is it?
But
it's a problem?
how is that okay?
This
like
is
in
the thing.
any normal, sane human being would tell you, because there's loads of people that are speaking up about it, not just Muslims. There's even from all faiths are speaking up about this, because it's not normal, bro.
It's not.
Like, how can you? And they'll argue is my kid's too young to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
To see grown men walking around in thongs, hanging upside down. Astaghfirullah, bro. This is the
era that we're in, bro. Astaghfirullah, bro. This is why I'm so fearful, bro, for our children, bro. And this is why I'm so into their lives. Do you get me? Because I have to correct them, bro, and I have to make sure that that they don't kind of sway to that side. Like, I've spoken to people, bro, that are part of the LGBTQ community, but they're Muslims, bro. But what they've said to me is that he said, bro, I can't help feeling the way how I feel, but I don't act upon how I feel. So feeling is one thing, acting upon it is another thing. So he said, like, he lives normal, like he's normal, bro. You wouldn't even tell that he is, bro, if you see him. Do you get me? Dresses normal, everything. And how I actually met him was that at the time when my missus was giving birth to my little daughter, I needed something doing in the hospital, so I needed to go there and give her something, but I couldn't. So I put it up on Instagram. I said, who works in it was in Heartlands, and this guy's replied to me, said, I work in. So I don't know nothing about this guy. He's just told me, look, bro, what do you need? So I've said, look, I need you to go and give this to my missus if you can. She's on this board, this number. He goes, safe, I'll do it. Drop it off to me. I said, cool. So I've gone, dropped it off to him, bro, and we started talking. After that, do you get me? He's like, if you need anything else, just let me know, blah, 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 blah. Started talking, bro. Then he went a bit in depth about his life. Then he started telling me that, this is how he feels. So I said, look, bro, I don't discriminate, but, as a Muslim and what Islam teaches us, bro, this is wrong. Do you get me? We don't condone in it, but obviously if I can help you, bro, to kind of, if you need to talk about your feelings, or I kind of can direct you to someone, bro, who can kind of try and pull you away from that, then I can. But he was like, bro, it's something that I've tried. I've spoke to ulama, I've spoke to P's, I've spoke to ustads, and he goes like, it's just something that how I feel, but again, I don't act upon it, so I'm not committing sin. So I said, okay, cool. Like, in the society and the era that we're in now, bro, it's normal, bro, that you are going to see people that are like that. But I think when they try and go above and beyond and press it up against your children, like they go and hold them parades, and you come on TikTok and you're telling kids that, oh, it's okay, come to me if your family disown you. Like, now it's like, if a child comes to their parents and says, oh, dad, I want to wear a dress today, the dad should say, okay, son, you can wear a dress. He's 6-7 years old. He doesn't know what's from right from wrong. But as a parent now, rather than correcting him and saying, what do you mean, you're a guy, you're a boy, boys don't do this, boys don't wear this. Now it's gone from that to, okay, yeah, you want to wear a dress, you can wear a dress on. Do you get me? Coming to the mama, want to put makeup on, okay. And to them, they're supporting their children in the decision that they're making. And then the children grow up confused, and then they baffle as to, oh, why is all of this happening? Why is it gone down this way? Do you know what I'm saying?
This is a topic we could go on forever and ever, because it's only getting worse.
It is, bro.
But again, it's more of a reason why we need to be involved in our kids' lives way more than we are at the moment. Things are teaching at schools. It's good to know where the society that we're being brought up in. There are going to be a lot of people that are part of the LGBTQ community that you're going to have to communicate with and whatnot. But again, it's just like you said, when they're teaching your kids to saying this is okay, forget what your parents say, forget what your religion says, because we're saying it and we feel that this is okay, it's going to be nah, that's where it's people are getting
it's not on, man. It's not on, bro.
And just as your the guy that you was mentioning regarding the he feels like it but doesn't act upon it, that must be his test. And as a Muslim, that's his test from Allah. We all go through our own tests, and he's right. It doesn't take you out of the fold of Islam for having these feelings, but if you feel as if it's right and you are acting upon it, and you believe that you can be a Muslim and be gay, then I think that's when it kind of gets a bit gets me sticky. But may Allah help him, may Allah sort of give him the strength to kind of go through this test, man, because we don't know what people are going through. Our argument is, look, these are our children, this is what our faith is, this is what our faith teaches us.
100%.
Live and let live. If you want to do whatever you want to do it, but don't teach to our kids.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
100%, bro. 100%, man. Definitely.
To wrap this up, are you taking on clients at the moment?
Yeah, man, I'm always taking on clients, bro. Yeah,
You're doing a Ramadan. So are you doing some?
Yeah, so we're doing a Ramadan boot camp, which is going to kick off from Monday, inshallah. So it's a class before iftar and a class after iftar. But alhamdulillah, bro, the class is full.
Okay.
Both
Okay.
of them are
Yeah.
full.
mashallah.
But one-to-ones, bro, we're taking on one-to-one clients, alhamdulillah.
If people want to reach out to you, what's the best way to kind of get in contact with
You can get in contact with me on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok. My name's the same, Silverback_Sam. Just drop me a DM, inshallah, and I'm active on the social media anyway, so I'll get back to you and we'll sign you up, get you ready, inshallah.
There we go. Thanks again for taking your time out today.
Anytime.
I know we're fasting as well. Energy is a bit low, but mashallah, it was a very good podcast.
Alhamdulillah.
Guys, if you want any questions answered from Silverback Sam, drop them in the comments below. But until then, on to the next one. We'll see you on the next one.
Jazakallah khair.